So another week on the back of a win. How's it been this week? I know you said after the game it was not get too high and that got too low, but how's it been?
Yeah, no, it's been great. Obviously, lads are full of confidence at the minute, as you'd expect. Back-to-back wins, first time in a long time. They're just getting rewards for the efforts that they've put in for a number of weeks now, and not just the fact that we're scoring first in the games, or have done, kept clean sheets, which is a massive bonus as well. And there's an effort and a commitment that they're showing at the minute that I think they have been showing for a while, but they're just getting the rewards for it. And
at this stage of the season, a couple of wins can change the way the table looks completely.
Absolutely, there's no point us sort of stepping away from what we've been doing over the last sort of month or so now. It's up to us now to go again and sort of try and keep on improving, getting better, trying to keep more clean sheets and as many as we possibly can, and give us something to sort of build on in the game, which we have done.
You mentioned there the clean sheets, 3 on the bout. What do you put that down to?
I think mentality is a big part of that. Obviously, it started at Barrow a few weeks back in difficult conditions. We had the best of conditions in the first half. They had the best of the conditions in the second half, but you wouldn't have thought that. I thought the way the lads sort of approached the game, and I think they went into it with a mentality that they weren't conceding on that day, and if we could get a goal, which we probably should have, then we take the 3 points. And they've took that attitude and mentality in the last 2 games, and we're going to need that in an abundance tomorrow to try and get anything from the game.
We've just spoke to Luca Hall, and he had to work for his place in the starting 11 this season, but how impressed have you been since he's come in?
Yeah, he's done great. I mean, obviously he's in a different position than he was probably that I would have naturally seen him sort of do. When obviously he's performed under me back end of last season, and the start of this season, he's obviously been playing that wing back role, which is more of an attack minded role, and you're defending in different areas and receiving the ball in different areas. And I think he'd be the first to admit, he struggled at times. We actually had a good half an hour after training on the grass talking about his strengths, his weaknesses and stuff. And what he has done, he's come into the side in that right side centre half role and did ever so well. Defended really comfortably, but sort of looked more confident with the ball as well. And I think that's down to having everything in front of you rather than receiving the ball on the angle or in wide areas. And he's looked really comfortable with it and enjoyed it.
Will Boyle stepped up with a couple of goals. How happy are you to see goals coming from different places as well, not relying just on the forward? Yeah, and I
think we need that as well. The reality is when you look at the strikers that we've got, probably John, in terms of numbers over his career, he's probably the better one, the stronger one. Obviously, Chuks is a very much an impact player and has been over sort of recent years. And obviously Lloydie has nicked a goal obviously last week, but he's a different type of centre forward. He's not, if you looked over his career, he's not certainly been prolific by any stretch of the imagination. Well, he hasn't, but what he has done is he gives opportunity to other players by the work that he does on and off the ball. So we're not prolific in that area. We have to find goals from different parts of the team, and I think that point has been made on many occasions, and I think the players get that, respect that, and the way we play hopefully will allow us to do that. And I think I mentioned it after the Cambridge game. I'd said before the game that I don't think we're doing enough with the set plays in terms of, one, the type of delivery and the aggression that we've shown. And it was only really to sort of, get up 1 or 2 of them and really wind 1 or 2 of them up and peep 1 or 2 of them off. But it worked, and I want it to continue to work because, the staff worked really hard behind the scenes in terms of the strengths and weaknesses of the opposition at set plays, and hopefully that'll continue to pay off.
Just while we're talking about the defence, Will Brook has been a massive part of that clean sheets now. He shows an experience beyond his age.
Yeah, he's just got a calmness to him. I think it's one of them where, obviously, goalkeepers are usually big personalities in the group. I think that's just changed ever so slightly over the years, with the greatest respect, and Beast will back me up with this because he is one, but they were potty, weren't they, back in the day? They really, every goalkeeper I play with and we've been part of a squad, whether it's a successful one or not, they've been slightly, off the Richter scale when it comes to personalities. So I think it's changed ever so slightly, and Will and Eli are a very calm, astute kid to, understand the role. They know what's needed, and like I say, Will is that as a personality. He's very unassuming, gets it, understands it, knows what we want, and he's been able to deliver. You
told us ahead of the Cambridge game about Bradley Ahovia. Have you had any update on his injury? So
he's having an operation today. There's two ways the operation could go in terms of timelines. So, I think the absolute best we can even dream of getting is maybe 8 weeks, but the likelihood is, and the more likely scenario is, it could potentially be 4 to 6 months. So, but we'll know more once he comes out of surgeries today.
That's obviously really disappointing news. Someone that came in and was so bright when he came in.
Yeah, no, listen, he's one of them where he had an impact in the first sort of 2 or 3 games, and then sort of stepped below that sort of standard a little bit. But I say that with no issues, no problems whatsoever. He's a brilliant kid. Players like him. There's certain parts of his game when he returns that I've spoke to him even before he got the injury, that he needs to work on and needs to be better to gain the trust of everybody in the group. And he gets that and he understands that. But like I say, we just wish him really, really well. Hope the surgery goes well today. And, the reality is once that's done, it's a matter of getting him back on his feet as quick as we can and try to make him feel, as good as he possibly can, because it's going to be a tough rehab for someone who's not had an injury.
Are there plans for him to do his rehab here with you?
Yeah.
How else are you looking injury-wise?
Yeah, we're all right. We're okay. Other than Brad, which is obviously not great for us, but I think we're all right. I think Ando's got an opportunity to come back into the squad if he gets through today, which is going to be a bonus. Off the top of my head, I think we're all right now.
We spoke about the upturn in results. I guess going forward now, it's how do you maintain this and build on it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's been the message to the players. Don't rest on your laurels. You've done well for a few games in terms of getting the results you deserve. But sometimes you don't always get the results you deserve, and I think we've found that on many occasions this season already. So it's going to be a really tough game tomorrow against a side who the stats tell you they should have scored more than what they've scored. So they do create opportunities by being really aggressive, and we've got to be mindful of that.
Yeah, what have you seen from Oldham? It's a place to go, and if it's cold and if it's windy, it's a proper old-fashioned ground. But what have you seen from them this season? Yeah, no, listen, they're obviously a good side. They've come up from the conference with a lot of confidence, and they've got a really experienced manager in Mickey Mellon, who all fans and supporters of Shrewsbury will know very well because he had success here. So we know what we're in for. We know it's going to be a tough day, but I'd like to think we're more than ready for it.